Cedar Rapids, Iowa, there were dozens of student athletes wrestling for a Division III championship, and one who had wrestled with love.
Karl and I met in high school.
She went to a dance with
one of his friends.
My best friend wasn't being very nice to her.
I sort of got ditched.
He was supposed to give her a ride home from the dance, and he didn't.
Karl was across the parking lot.
So I offered to give her a ride home.
So I went with him, and he told me I had pretty feet. And that's where it started.
But not where it ended. Early in the championship, Karl takes a victory over Nick Chandry of Wartburg in the 197-pound weight class. His past experiences, not only on the wrestling mats, left him battle-tested.
Staff Sergeant Karl Voeck, United States Air Force. July of 2000, I joined active duty where I was stationed at Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. Transferred to Whitewater, January of 05. And I went to Iraq the summer off after my sophomore year, so it would be the summer of 2006.
And as a 16-year-old, sending your boyfriend off to active duty, that's probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I was okay until he called, and then I was a mess for a little while after I got off the phone with him each time, because it brought it back that he was in Iraq and far away.
Fighting far more difficult battles abroad aids Karl as he builds more momentum, coming away with a 9-3 victory over Bill Schindel of Mount Union in his second match. An abundance of support helped mold Karl into the man he is today, both as he wrestles and as he lives.
He's a leader. It's natural to him. That's what he does.
A lot of the guys look up to me. I try to tell them stories of my life I was in. There's been up and downs in everybody's life. So I try to tell them about the trials and tribulations of my life and what I've been through. And, you know, it gets through to a lot of them.
From day one, I remember him speaking up at the end of practice, and he used to say things after a practice or when someone did something wrong, you know, showed up late, you know, he'd always say something like, you know, it's time to be a man. And he'd say, you know, he'd say it right to these 18-year-old guys, and it was like he was a coach on our staff. It's time to be a man. And it left an impression on everybody that was on our team.
What Tim Fader has taught me as a coach that really prepared me for Iraq. Because no matter, you know, what was going on, what was happening around me, I was never really out of my comfort zone because I'd been out of it so much as a wrestler. I was actually comfortable being uncomfortable, which kind of sounds stupid, but it's something that Tim Fader has taught me, and glad that he's taught me that as a wrestler.
I can't think anybody that would join the military that I could admire more. I mean, I think he's exactly what you know, our country's all about. I mean, he feels a loyalty that you know, I think is very impressive.
Karl's leadership prevails early, but his momentum runs out as he loses a hard-fought match to Jared Massey of Augsburg. The senior earns All-America honors, placing 6th, while Massey goes on to win the title. In the 100